According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in 2013, about 40% of babies were exclusively breastfed for the first 3 months of their lives, and about 20% were exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of their lives. And I definitely think that we need to up the statistics of this because breastfeeding is so much more beneficial towards a baby's health than formula feeding. Everybody knows somebody who's going to bring a life into this world, and I definitely think it's important for everybody to know how beneficial breastfeeding is for a baby. My sister is actually a big advocate for breastfeeding. She exclusively breastfed her son for the first year and a half of his life until she became pregnant with her second son, and she does plan to continue to breastfeed her second son whenever he is born. So breastfeeding is very beneficial for a baby. It helps for better brain development, better immune system, and better digestive tract in babies, along with many other benefits for the mom as well as the baby. So let's go ahead and dive into the better brain development for a baby. Breastfeeding is very beneficial towards a baby's brain development. Kevin Stacy with Brown University stated a study using brain images from quiet MRI machines adds to the growing body of evidence that breastfeeding improves brain development in infants. And Better Brains for Babies, supported by Georgia University, stated that the fatty substance in breast milk promotes more rapid formation of myelin, with which is the protective coating on axons of neurons. And this is a picture, if I can get it to show here, that shows that the longer that you breastfeed, and this is shown in days, the higher the myelin count in your baby is actually going to be. And myelin, if you didn't know, is just a mixture of proteins and phospholipids forming a whitish insulating sheath around many nerve fibers, which just increases the speed at which impulses are conducted, which just means that it makes it easier for babies to learn. My nephew, whom I already mentioned, that was exclusively breastfed for the first year and a half of his life. My sister started to try to potty train him whenever he was only 10 months old, which is actually very young, and he actually was completely potty trained, making it throughout the whole entire night without any incidents by 14 months, which is actually very impressive. Now I have a friend who has a son that is about the same age as my nephew, but she exclusively formula fed her child. And now that they are about 2, her son is still in diapers and he's having a really rough time learning how to use the potty. And I definitely think that it has to do with the feeding of the child. My sister's son was breastfed, her son was exclusively formula fed, and it definitely shows whenever they're potty training how it helps the brain development. So now that we've already covered the brain development, let's go on to the immune system for babies. Breastfeeding is extremely beneficial towards a baby's immune system too. The mother's milk actually contains the mother's antibodies, and when the baby breastfeeds, those antibodies go towards the baby and builds the baby's immune system. And something that I think is really cool is that the baby's saliva actually communicates with the mom and tells the mom what her milk needs to contain for the baby. Whenever my sister was breastfeeding, she would also pump and save some back, and it's shown in her milk whenever my nephew was sick, it would be a different color than whenever he was healthy. And you can see this in many breastfed babies. Whenever the mom pumps, if they're sick, the milk is going to change colors because, like I said, the milk tells the mom what the milk needs to the saliva tells the mom what the milk needs to contain for the baby. Breast milk, because of this, provides special benefits for sick or premature babies. And it is also shown that breastfed babies have fewer ear infections and respiratory illnesses, which respiratory illnesses can be very dangerous for babies. So I think that is really cool that breast milk actually reduces the chances of that versus formula-fed babies. So it definitely does help the baby's immune system to be breastfed over being formula-fed, which overall can really help your baby's health. So now that we've already covered the brain and the immune system, let's move on to the baby's digestive tract. So breastfeeding is very beneficial towards the baby's also towards their digestive tract. It is more easily digested than formula. So basically, breastfed babies' poops are going to be a lot softer than formula-fed babies. Formula-fed babies' poops are going to come out a lot harder, and they're going to be different colors. This is because it's easier to digest, and there's also going to be less diarrhea and vomiting in breastfed babies than there is going to be in formula-fed babies, and less tummy aches. There's going to be less tummy aches because there's a lower rate of enterocolitis in breastfed babies than there is in formula-fed babies. And if you didn't know, enterocolitis is just inflammation of the small intestines and colon. So basically, it is very beneficial towards the baby's brain, their immune system, their digestive tract, and it is overall just the best option that you can do for your baby. It's going to lead to a smarter, healthier baby, and overall, it's just the best. So why wouldn't you want the best for your child? I definitely think that more people should consider breastfeeding than formula feeding because it is so beneficial towards a baby's health.